Hello guys, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening depending on the time you are watching this video. Uh Please, if this is your first time coming across my videos, uh please make sure you pay attention because I believe at the end of any of those videos you are definitely going to gain one or two information. Today's video is specifically for those of you who are using the current software um, which I recently programmed for trading. Either you're a Forex trader, a synthetic trader, or a crypto trader. This software has the ability to make trading very easy for you and then help you out in terms of analysis. So, but before I proceed, telling you how this software generates signal because of those who are using it, so that you don't feel it's not working, and you should understand exactly what the system does before it gives you a signal, right? Before I proceed to explain all this aspect to you, I'll just take you to the chart, then show you how it looks like so that when I start explaining, you'll be able to get it more clearer. Please, I will urge you to get a book and a pen because this video might be a little bit long so that you can take down some key points so that when you are using the software, you'll be able to get and understand how it works properly. So this is how the software looks like. Currently, it's on this Euro USD that has generated signal, right? So what I'm going to do is to tell you it doesn't work on only Euro USD. I have one on BTC USD currently. This one has not uh, getting any signal, right? So it's still programming or still watching. Then I have one on Boom 1000. There's one on Boom 1000, I think. Yeah, this is one that generated signal and the signal has been on profit for the past 1 hour. Yeah, this is it. It's a sell signal. So for the past 1 hour, it has been on massive profit. But that is not the reason why I'm showing you the software. I just want to show you how it works, how it generates the signal, and how you can use it. Even while it has not generated signal, how you can leverage on some other information on this same software and then place trade based on the based on the analysis and the level price it's exactly. So it is very important you watch this video to the end if you are already using it, and if you are planning to probably get it, then it is also important so that you should know what you are going to purchase. You should understand how it works. Then if it is what you need, then you should know how to budget for it. Exactly. So that being said, let's go back to our work. Now, this is how this software generates signal on its own once you install it, right? The indicator follows a three-step confirmation process before generating an entry signal. That means before this software generates signal like what you saw on Boom 1000 Euro USD, right? It follows three main process. The first step is that it checks the higher time frame order flow. On default, it's on 4 hour. You can decide to tweak it or change it to any time frame of your choice. If you want it to analyze from the daily time frame for you as the highest time frame, the software has the ability to do that. All you just need is go under the input section, change the highest time frame to whichever time frame you want. Right now, once you change it, it's fast in analyzing it. Unlike we, the new traders, who are still paddling on identifying structure, identifying key areas. So this software is very fast and it doesn't work with emotions like we human, right? So it whatever the market is giving, that is what it's going to definitely update you with. So the first thing is it analyzes the overall market direction on any higher time frame you have imputed in the input section. It must show either a bullish or a bearish. If it is none of this, then it doesn't analyze anything. Are you getting now? If it is bullish or bearish, it will definitely start analyzing. But if the market is ranging, forget it. It's just going to stay and be watching until there is a possible or a better move on that particular price. And it works with current move, not previous move. Exactly. If market is ranging, no signal are generated, just like what I said earlier on. Then step 2, medium time frame. This is the second time frame you choose to be the medium time frame. On default, it is 1 hour time frame, but you can also decide to choose any other time frame to be your middle or medium time frame. And what it's looking for in this middle time frame is impulsive direction, which leads to sweep of liquidity, either a buy side or a sell side, and then creating displacement of price. Exactly. So it looks for a strong impulsive move on the H1 time frame that breaks market structure. For bullish setup, market breaks a buy side liquidity. Does not only structure alone, it must take out what? Liquidity. Then for a bearish setup, market breaks a side liquidity level. Then it proceeds. This creates a Fibonacci leg for targeting. Immediately an impulsive move is sighted or discovered or detected or confirmed, then the Fibonacci comes in place. Immediately the Fibonacci tracks that move. And that is what we now want to work on. We want the software to work on. Is that clear? Let's say for instance, we have a massive move towards the downside. Immediately this move is confirmed by the software, the Fibonacci tracks from the high to the low of that move that has taken out liquidity and also what created a break of structure. So once it marks it out, then it moves to the next step, which is the lower time frame, where we now check for entry opportunities from on that lower time frame. Is that clear? So the next step is, after all this has been confirmed, Fibonacci leg is being targeting or the confirmed, it now go to the lower time frame, right? It also depends on the lower time frame of your choice, which you have also input in the sections for it to check for you. So on default, it's 15 minutes. So this entry model has another 3 different conditions before an alert is triggered or before a buy or a sell signal is sent to you. Now, the first thing it does is that it looks for what we call a change of character. In a situation whereby price was selling and created a massive impulsive move on the middle time frame, which led to a clear of liquidity, all right, which lead to a clear of liquidity. Now the lower time frame now come and start what? The system start looking at the lower time frame for you, and what it's looking for is a change of character. That means a move on the lower time frame that is opposite the move in your middle time frame. If the move in your middle time frame is sell, what this system is going to be looking out for in your lower time frame is a move that is opposite the move towards the downside. This is the situation whereby price may make a pullback, come back, then break above there, creating a signal that in the lower time frame, price is no longer bearish, but the medium time frame, price is still bearish. What is the logic behind this? In trading or in trading in general, there's what we call an impulsive move and the correction phase. After an impulsive move is confirmed, we expect a correction phase. So this is where the system starts looking for opportunity for you to what? Leverage on. This correction phase can also lead to another impulsive move in an opposite direction. So it can be a new move or a new continuation for a bigger move. Whatever be the case, that is why the system focuses on these zones or on this particular way for you, so that when this move is confirmed, then it tells you that okay, the initial impulsive move has come to an end. Probably price may want to do a pullback, which is familiar with most of every forex trader. So it looks for a change of character on that lower time frame, which is in opposite direction of the impulsive move. And when it detects a change of character, the next thing it waits for is price must start. Okay, like I said, price must show a break of structure, shift, or change of character in an opposite direction based on the impulsive move. If impulsive was bullish, price will be what? This software will be looking for a change of character to bearish. And if impulsive is bearish, it will be looking for a bullish change of character. Let's go back to the chart and let me show you one thing quickly, which I saw. Is it on crash 500 earlier? Sorry, crash 1000. Now, when you come here, right? Though despite the fact that price is ranging on the higher time frame, right? When you come to this medium time frame, it tells us that there's an impulsive move which took a buy side liquidity. Immediately, this Fibonacci tracks the end of that move, right? What is it telling us? It said waiting for lower time frame confirmation. And what is lower time frame confirmation is waiting for? It's just a change of character from this bullish move to a bearish move. Now, if you are very smart and you understand trading very well, you should know that you already have a change of character here, right? You already have a change of character here. The reason why signal didn't pop up was as a result of the ranging that is in the higher time frame. So this is why I said I want to explain to you how you can use this both manually and when the system is giving you can leave it to the system to do it for you, or you can do it manually when there is opportunity. Now, the reason why you won't get a signal why this whole confirmation is set is because the higher time frame is ranging. It has already told you that when there's ranging market in the higher time frame, the system doesn't calculate anything. It go mute, right? That means it doesn't even answer or do any other thing. It's very good that way so that it doesn't print out false signals for you. So when it's on and everything aligns, the signal it gives shows high possibility of going towards your area of interest, or based on the direction it has giving you the analysis on. But let's assume that you are trading it and then you notice a range in the higher time frame, but this opportunity has already aligned in the lower time frame, the H1 and the lower time frame. What we needed was a change of character. We saw that, right? And we are able to get a good area of interest we would have want price to bounce from, which is here, right? And what do you notice? Immediately price got there, price dropped. So I want you to take note of something. This whole move now, where in the Fibonacci leg is it operating? Where is this thing happening? If you are very clever, you will notice it is happening within the golden zone level, which is the 78.6 and what? 61.8. So if we should extend these levels to the other side, right? If we should extend these levels all the way to the other side, you will see that if you understand this system, even if the higher time frame is ranging and you're able to detect all this and all these conditions are in line, you will have made profits with your chest or with your mind at rest that there is nothing that is going to change that. Even though you are going to have a drawdown, at the end of the day, you must definitely get what? Profit. So that is why I said you need to pay attention so that even when you are waiting for signal and you didn't get it, but based on the fact that you understand how this logic is being put together and how it generates signals, you should be able to leverage on it manually. Reasons is because you might not be you even though you are working somewhere as a government worker or you are doing any other work and you are trading this, in as much as you've installed this on your PC before going out, or your what is it called, your VPS, which I encourage every trader who have the software to get, because once you are off, once your PC is off, you won't get signals, you won't get any notification. So for this software to serve you well, to utilize it to the fullest, you need to have a VPS in place. This VPS now, you can install it on your mobile phone. All you need to do is go to the Play Store, download an app we call the RD client, right? When you download it, then you subscribe for a month, maybe probably at least monthly subscription is okay for a VPS service. So when you subscribe for it, the VPN agent will give you, after registering you and getting all your credentials, they are going to give you your IP address, your username and password. So these details they give to you now is what you're going to input or enter in that app you downloaded. And once you are finished doing all that, the app is going to give you an interface that look exactly like a PC, having a MT5 and MT4 inside it, right? It's having an MT4 and MT5 inside it. So since we are using MT5, you are going to enter your username, your password in that MT5. Immediately you enter it, then we then install this software on that MT5. So once we install it, everything that is displaying right here is going to display on your phone with the help of that VPS. So it's going to be generating signals and everything. So which means even when you are in your place of work, maybe you are during the break time or anytime you are less busy, right? You can just bring out your phone, and with the help of this software, you can see the whole conditions of that particular price and that pair. Then you can leverage on the opportunity. There is more to this, right, with this software, because if you have been using this software, for those of you who I sent the last version to, right, there are some features you'll be seeing now that is not in that version. Don't worry, at the end of this video, I'll definitely forward it to your emails. Exactly. So let's proceed with the explanation. So we are talking about the entry level based on the software, right? Though I think I shifted a bit from the main topic, but it's still in line, because at the end of the day, we're still going to talk about the manual approach. So the lower time frame then, look for a sweep of liquidity, inducement. After it has gotten a change of character, the next thing it targets is what? Inducement. There is an inducement detector in the system. Now I think I noticed that on Boom 500. Let me show you how this inducement detector looks like. Now you can see, let me show you quickly. Let me zoom out a bit. Now, the impulsive move on this Boom 500 was what? A sell side liquidity that was taken out, and we noticed price started buying. So price get to this point, it broke structure again. If you are observing very well, it has break major structure here, and then it has created another what? Another opportunity. It has created another buy or a bullish order block or demand zone like we have it here. So you can see this line here now, right? This line is telling you this is an inducement area. That means if price should come and take out this inducement, there is nothing that is going to stop price not to push up a bit. Even though it's going to later switch, the price must react. This is for those of you who trade synthetic indices. Take note of what I'm telling you now and showing you now. Anytime you notice price sweep liquidity, it's going to send you a message. Don't panic. It's going to definitely send you a message that liquidity has been swept. Immediately liquidity is swept, this line will disappear from here. That is going to disappear, then start calculating for another area of inducement. Inducement is also a liquidity, but it's more or less like this is where the forex traders, the major key players, this is where they use as stop hunt, because anybody who wants to buy now, most people will come and place their buy limit, because this other block is valid, it has a fair value gap and every other thing, right? They will come and place their what? Their sell limit and buy limit around this zone. Let me clear the chart a bit. They will come and place their buy limit around this axis, right? They'll place their buy limit figuring using the fair value gap, right? Then once they put their buy limit there, their stop loss will be here. Are you getting it now? They'll put their stop loss here, and this is a target, this is a trap for them. So immediately price come and trigger the entry for buy. It may react looking as if it's going to buy. It will never go straight. That is the key, that is the secret. If you come and hunt them, it will take them out, right? So this system is programmed to identify situations like this. Are you getting me now? So immediately it takes them out, then we start buying. So for you not to be a victim, the system has that sense to catch or trigger that kind of situation, right? So it doesn't just generate signal. After it has seen a change of character, then it's going to be looking out for what? Liquidity sweep. And what do we talk about a liquidity sweep? Price must sweep the liquidity level created by the change of character. When you come back to the chart, what created this change of character? It was this move, right? And it has an inducement. Before price is going to trigger any signal for you around that zone, right? What price is going to do is that fake out, that change of character, this fake out, retail traders before, that means this fake out, retail traders before the real move. That means it's going to push all the retail traders. Who are the retail traders? We that are using $10, $50, $20 to trade. We are retail traders, right? So it's going to fake you out. That is why most of the time price will take you out, then price will still go towards the direction. Why? Because they have created an inducement which you did not notice. That is where you exactly go and put your what? Your stop loss. That is why we tell people that liquidity or inducement are what gives moves or create moves in the market. Immediately price takes out that inducement, my brother, forget it. Price will start buying. Even it's going to change it later, price will definitely buy. So for those of you who trade any up here, take note of what I'm telling you now. Anytime you notice inducement, take note of what happened after the inducement is taken out. Observe the market. When price go and take out, immediately you receive a signal, inducement has been taken out. What usually happen? So I'll be expecting your feedback on that. So this system has that ability to identify an inducement area. Are you getting it now? So once that inducement is taken out, then it start looking for a POI. What is a POI? Point of interest, which can be order blocks, right? A bullish order block, which price has taken out the inducement, right? So it now look for it. Immediately price mitigates it, then it generates the signals for you. That is when you now see it sends you a code for buy, all that code, right? That is after the inducement has been what? Flushed out. So then it gives you your signals entry and every other uh, thing. What this system does, it looks for this kind of scenario around the point of around the golden zone. Right? There are times it's going to give you entry signal, but it's going to also tell you if these signals are around the golden zone. Now let's go back to the one I saw on BOM 1000, which I showed you earlier on. Right? Yeah. Now when you look at this part of the dashboard here, under the POI/HTF alignment, it's telling us that this signal that this we got now, it was not around the golden zone and it was not aligned with the what? The higher time frame. It is not around the golden zone and it is not around the higher time frame. The lower time frame gave us a bearish signal, but the highest time frame, which is the overall trend, is what? Bullish. So this can be what? A counter. That is why I say HTF counter. That means it's countering what the HTF is doing, which can be a pullback. We understand that price is bullish on the higher time frame, but we are having a bearish pullback. So which means what is telling us that our H4 has been doing what? Has been buying. So in the point when it triggered or got this alert, price was still very much bullish, but already on the lower time frame, price is already bullish. That's why I tell some of you who are in my Forex class that a pullback on your H4 can create a total trend, can create a change in total trend on your M5. price can be bullish on your H4, but when you check the lower time frame, it will tell you price is bearish. Why? Because of the pullback in the higher time frame. If the pullback is even deep, your 30 minutes or 15 minutes can tell you price is what? Bearish. Exactly. So that is what is leveraging on. So in cases like this, we take note of major supports and major resistance around the H4. Immediately we get a signal like this. So we take trades and keep our profits TP manually without even going with the system on, right? We keep our TP at area where there's no major support that is in that higher time frame, so that we'll be out of the market even before price gets to those major support levels. Or probably if we're using the 15-minute time frame or 5-minute time frame for entry, we target the in a case like this where it's a sell, we target the swing low, not exactly the swing low, few pips before the swing low, because the swing low might serve as a support to push price up. So we target few pips before there, and then we put our TP in storage zone. Then if it is in a case whereby it's a buy, we target the swing high of the lower time frame, right? Before price get to that point, we are already out. So we bank the profit. Exactly. So it also tell you if the price or the move that generated that signal is at area of interest, which is the golden zone. And if it is not, it will also tell you if it is aligning with the higher time frame, it will tell you, and if it is not, it will also tell you. So you can see how simple and useful this system is, or this software is. Most especially if you're a forex trader, you're a crypto trader. Every trader needs it. It's so important that it's going to help you make trading so easy, and you won't be a victim of unnecessary entry, right? It will make sure it guides you that this is what you should see and this is what you should avoid. So that being said, let's continue with the information I want to share with you on how you can use it both manually and then. So once the POI is triggered and it's around these zones, it increases the probability of holding the trade to where the TP is, or probably when you make good profit, you can opt out. It's not necessarily it hits TP all the time. What matters is you have made good profit, and if you apply this approach, you'll be very consistent in making profit day in, day out. So signal generation, when all conditions are met, the system generates a live entry signal showing bullish or bearish entry price, which is always at the middle of the POI, that is the key golden zone level. Then stop loss below or above the POI based on the LTR calculation. Likewise, the TP. Now, what are the key conditions that makes this software program or send signals? These are what we want to see. Valid entry signal requires higher time frame confirmation. You can see what is happening on crash 1000. Just because the higher time frame is ranging, it fails to generate signal. That is one other side of the system that may make it look like it takes time before you get signals, right? Despite that, the whole things that you needed is in place, but unfortunately, because the higher time frame is ranging, you couldn't get a signal from that time frame, from that particular pair. So let's go back and let me show you what I mean by you didn't get a signal from there. Now we can see that everything needed for a signal to pop up is in place. We were able to identify the impulsive move. Our Fibonacci was able to track the move, right? We can identify a break of structure towards the downside, and we can see a valid POI which was mitigated and then price dropped from. But why didn't we get signal? It was as a result of this higher time frame that was ranging. So that is why I said I will now teach you why it generates signals and how you can do this manually, right? So that you don't lose in both sides. Anytime you are waiting for it, if it doesn't generate signal, you can personally pick a time frame, observe the move, and when everything aligns, you trade. So that is where we are driving to. When you get there, you are going to get all the whole information. So let's proceed on. So what are the things that is going to make this generate signals or give you signals? One, higher time frame trend confirmation. If it is ranging, forget it, you won't get any signal. MTF, that means middle time frame impulsive with structural break, right? So we must notice an impulsive move on the middle time frame. Then the lower time frame, we must identify a change of character in opposite direction of the impulsive move. Then thirdly, we must identify an inducement sweep, right? The reason why we didn't see an inducement here on the crash 1000 is because there is no inducement. If there was inducement, it will definitely highlight it to you that there's an inducement which you should be expecting price to sweep before you probably take an entry. So it means that inducement has already been taken out, which made that other block we saw around the 61 and 78 axis or line, which is the golden zone, a high probability entry zone. Then the valid POI, already we cited the valid POI. The reason why there was no POI there was because the system is ranging on the higher time frame, so it failed to draw a valid POI. But if you understand break of structure, you should know that when there's a break of structure, the move that led to that break of structure automatically becomes either a demand, a supply zone, a demand zone, or an order block. Then the risk to reward. Now, since there is no signal, you can do this manually by focusing on the swing low that led to that impulsive move for exit. Now, these are the conditions that must be in place or that requires for the system to trigger an entry. But if these are not in place, definitely you won't receive. So most of the new trader who are using it, this makes them get bored, right? They feel, why is this thing taking time? It doesn't triggers alert anyhow. It doesn't give you entry anyhow because it analyze the market like a professional, unlike you who add emotions and every other thing, and then you take trade. The software is like a professional, you just like you employing a professional to help you analyze chart and give you information. It's just that do it in a way whereby there are sometimes there will be opportunity, but because of one deficiency among the command that requires for you to trigger signal, it fails to trigger that signal. That is why I'm making this video to explain to you, then also tell you how you can go about it manually when you find such opportunity, even if the system is ranging in the higher time frame. Now, what are the conditions that will stop this signal, this software from giving you a signal? The first one is HTF turns to ranging, just like what we saw on Crash 1000. This can be any other pair. It can be under any currency pair. It can be under any crypto pair. So if there's a ranging in the higher time frame of that particular pair, it's not going to give you signal. Price invalidate the POI level. If the POI level has been invalidated, then price is not going to trigger any signal. The risk to reward becoming unfavorable. If it decides that the risk to reward is not favorable, it will not trigger any signal. Then stop loss hit or profit hit. So if the stop loss is hit, definitely you're out of the market, right? And if it hits the TP, it won't generate any other signal. What does that mean by stop loss? If after calculating everything, it notices that where the stop loss is supposed to be, price has already got into that zone. So it will definitely cancel that signal and then it will start calculating another move entirely. So this is how the software program and figure out its own signal, right? Now, for you to use this software, even though there's a good opportunity, just like what we cited on Crash 1000, but because of the ranging scenario in the higher time frame that prompted you to generate signal, how you should leverage on it. What are the things you should keep aside? That okay, let's say for instance, I got an opportunity or I'm looking for an opportunity on a particular time frame. And these are the things I want to see. What are the things you should see before you say, okay, since this higher time frame is ranging, and which I know the system will not for any reason generate signal for me, but with the understanding I have so far about this software, I can take signals after the information I am listening to now, right? Which I'm telling you now. You can take signals having having it in your mind that you are doing the right thing and you also have high chances of making profit with it. This is what I want to show you. And we're going to be starting with the Fibonacci key zones or key levels or the golden zone. Now, the golden zone, what is the golden zone first of all? Because I know most of you, this may be the first time, or you've even heard of it, or you might even try to even figure it out, placing a Fibonacci software on your chart. But due to the fact that you don't have deep knowledge or deep information about what a golden zone is, and how it works. So you might just forget it and then look elsewhere. So let me tell you what golden zone is and how it comes about and how to use it in line with this same approach. Now, the golden zone is the area between 61.8% and 78.6% on the Fibonacci retracement, right? This zone is considered the highest probability area for price to reverse and continue in the original trend direction. Are you getting it now? These are areas where we say, oh, you see this price, this is where it's definitely going to reverse and then probably continue in the other way round. It's going to continue other way round or in the original trend direction. So it all depends on the information and the level it is before we consider it either to buy or to sell from those that zone. How this level works: 61.8% level, which is 0.618. If you put it into 3 decimal place, right? This is the primary golden ratio for from mathematics, right? Derived from the Fibonacci sequence. And sequence can be either in ascending form or a descending form. But in this case, it is in an ascending form. That means high, starting from the lowest to the highest. So when you divide any number by the next number, you get 0.618 after converting it into 3 decimal place, right? So after 1, we have 2, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, right? 5 plus 8, 13, 13 plus 8, 21, 21 plus 13, 34, 34 plus 34, 34 plus 21, 55, then 55 plus 34, we have 89. So any of this number, if you take the lowest and divide it by the highest, it's going to give you 0.611, then with other digits. But when you bring it down to 3 decimal place, then you get 0.618. Now this 0.618, if you multiply it or convert it into percentage, right? That is where we get the 61.8% you normally see on the Fibo level. Some Fibo level will give you 61.8, while some will just give you 0.618. So they are still the same thing. The one that give you 61.8 converted it into percentage, and the one that give you 0.618 didn't convert it to percentage. Now, aside converting it to a percentage, what is the square root of this 0.618? It is 78.6 based on percentage, or 0.786 based on the normal 3 decimal place figure. So this is just how they come about it, so that it doesn't look like we're talking about retracement. You don't understand how it was being generated or how it is being generated. So that's why I have to just break it down, so that what you are getting here is a concrete information that is valid for anything you are doing. So this is the square root of 61.8%. You see, when we find the square root of 0.618, then we get 0.786. Now, the 0.618 or 0.6 or 61.8 is the what? Is usually the start, right? It's usually the start, and then the 0.786 or the 78.8% is the end. That is why when you check the Fibonacci level, around this when it tells you start and what? End. So that being said, let's proceed further. Often acts, so 0 point, okay, represent a deeper retracement, but still within the golden zone, right? That is that 0.61 or 0.618 is what? It's still the Fibonacci retracement level, but this time is the deeper part of it. Often acts as the final defense level before trend continuation. That means after price has dropped drastically to that level, it will act as defense. It can be as a support or as a resistance. It all depends. So if it is in a downtrend, it will act as support at some point, then push up a bit. If price is not going to go further, you will see price breaking that level. So any moment you notice there is a price break below this level, it shows that there's high probability that price is what changing from that initial move. If it was bullish before in your impulsive move, then there's a high tendency that price may later go what? Bearish. And if it is bearish before, there's high tendency that price may go bullish. That is what it implies. Now let's go to the chart. Let me show you what I mean by that. This is in a case whereby we have the impulsive move. Price has tracked all this zone. And when it is dropping, right, you see that it finds support around this level. The reason why it came down a bit could be as a result of fair value gap, right? Because if you notice very well, if you are very brilliant, you should know that this was the move that break above. This was the move that really triggered the break of structure on this point. After we had this move here, the main move, right? The main move that resulted to this break of structure was here. So it was around here. And there was a fair value gap. Immediately it tapped into that zone and it is around the 61.8 level of the fib. We notice that price gained what? A support towards the upside, acting as defense at the moment. But being the fact that price need to go deeper, right? Or probably it want to change from the initial buy totally to bearish. Then what do we notice? Price came down, take out liquidity from here, and as it was coming to take out this liquidity, it now give us what we wanted. And what do we want? We wanted to see a change of character in the lower time frame. This is still the Fibonacci leg that gave us the impulsive move on the H1. Are you getting it now? But it first came down, reacted on that 61.8% level, which is usually at support. Now, when price is coming towards this zone and you are sighting it, first watch for a possible fair value gap. Watch out for a move that results to break of structure. Probably the overall move that led to the break of structure, which created that impulsive move. Watch out for it. And then look at what price is doing at that zone or within that zone. What this system will have done if ranging was not involved in the higher time frame is what I'm telling you now. Right? But being the fact that there's ranging, it failed to trigger an entry because it's disciplined that when there's ranging, it shouldn't trigger any entry so that it doesn't create false signal. But you following it manually or you cited this long before now, right? Every condition is in place. We saw the impulsive move, we saw the move back, we saw the change of character because this was our initial lower low. It's supposed to be a lower high. There's a um, interpretation of the structural level on the system, which has nothing to even do with it don't have to affect you because definitely you know what a lower high looks like. Or if you are still interested, I have a special software to help you solve that case. Or maybe if time permits me, I may take time to correct that so that it doesn't affect the general context of the system. So, but if you are familiar with trading very well, you should know that it's supposed to be lower high, not lower low. Right? So price came back, now break a structure again, which is in the lower time frame. Right? We have a break of structure here. Now it then created what? A fear an order block. So immediately price came back to mitigate it. What do you notice? Price drop. And where is this happening? Around the what? Kill zone. That means the golden zone area. The golden zone area. I know what is going through your mind, that how can you track this and how are you going to go about it? Don't worry. I will explain that to you shortly. So Now we've understand what the Fibonacci golden zone is and how these digits were generated, right? How they come about, all these 61 and then 80, 78, right? Good. So let's proceed with the class. So proceeding further, right? We've identified the requirement. Okay, often act as final defensive level before trend continuation. Why this level matters? Now, what makes this level matters? The natural market behavior. That is how price normally behave around this zone. It is so sure that people now take only this part, understand it, digest it, and use it as a strategy against the market. So they personally sit down and observe levels, price within these levels, and which I'm going to teach you how to do that today. They don't do any of that in this study. It is like you going and study that particular zone for trading because it has a high probability rate of reaction. It's so sure that when you get it clear, you are definitely going to make profit, except if you are greedy or you don't understand how it works. So you can see the benefit of this software, that is not just to only generate signals for you. There are other things you can learn or understand very well, and you can use it against the market. Either you're a forex trader, crypto trader, or a synthetic trader. You don't have issues with that. So that is how market behave when it is at this zone. Is that clear? So market tend to react around the 60 to 80% of a move before continuing. This percentage appear repeatedly in nature, art, and financial markets. Institutional traders heavily watch these zones for entries. Entry qualification. System only take trades when POI, other blocks, fair value gaps is inside the 61.8% to 78.6% zone. So the system is supposed to do this all the time, right? Now, sometimes you will notice that when it gives you this entry, it also tells you that the reason why I'm giving you is because maybe in your lower time frame, price may be within that level, right? Or it has already mapped it out on your lower time frame before there is a change. But whenever it gives you these conditions, it's also going to tell you if it is in that zone or not. That is why a few days back I told people that I took a trade on volatility 25 index, despite the trade later went deeper. But being the fact that it has already told me that it is not in that zone, and I noticed that on the daily time frame, it was at a support level. Price can misbehave and do anything of its own choice. But in as much as I've gotten the entry and I've been able to scalp, make profit to that level, I see no reason why I should use assumption to keep holding the trade. Already the system has told me. But if price decide to go deeper, that is on the price side. There are days it's not going to go deeper, so that you shouldn't be a victim of assumption that since it has given me signal here, there is a high probability that it's going to go. No, let it give you reasons. Is that clear? So that's aside. Now, what are the requirement or qualification? When price is at this zone, it increases your probability of price going towards the direction you predicted. This ensures entries are in the highest probability reversal area. Quality. It filters the quality of your entry. That means it makes it more concrete. If POI forms outside the golden zone, trade rejected. If POI forms inside the golden zone, trade qualified. Are you seeing what I'm saying now? That is why I told them that if you have an entry, you can scalp, not holding it for too long. But in the case of this boom crash 1000, it is within that zone. It will have been a trade that one will have tried to hold for a bit longer because it's within the key or within the golden zone area. Why this works? Statistical edge. 70 to 80% of trading moves resume after retracing to the golden zone. So you can see that based on statistics, it is always certain that 70 to 80% of trade within that range will definitely do, will definitely move or resume after uh, reacting to that level. So you can leverage on that level to what? Make profit. The idea of trading is make profit. No matter how little it is, when you keep compounding it, it's definitely going to what? Grow and then become big. Then it will now make you a consistent profit maker. Not longer those traders who will keep losing, make $5 today, tomorrow they lose $20. Price often bounce precisely from 61.8% or 78.6%. This level acts as magnetic area where big player place orders. That is institutional logic. Yeah. Smart money uses these levels to accumulate position. Retail traders often panic, panic sell or buy at this exact level. Create perfect liquidity for institution to what? Enter opposite position. Bottom line, the golden zone 61.8 to 78.6% represents the sweet spot where price is likely to find support or resistance and then continue original trend, making it the optimal area for counter trend entries that becomes trend following trades. So this is how it works. Now, after going through all this, probably you've pen one or two things down. How are you now going to apply it? Because it is not just by coming to the chart and saying this is golden zone. It doesn't happen that way. That is why up till today, many traders still don't know how to figure it out. It is now a big problem for them. Most of them has tried so many software to just capture this level so that they know when price is at that zone, but it's so difficult for them. Now, this is what prompted me to add more features into this software. If you are using the previous software, mere looking at the interface now, you should notice that there are some other features which has been added. Before I proceed, where I will talk about how you can track this golden zone and how you can go about it. First, this software has three interfaces on the dashboard. The first interface is where the information about entry, about the input parameters regarding the higher time frame, medium time frame, and lower time frame you have put, the information, how you can get it, the trade assistance, the information, the signals, everything is on the first page of the dashboard. Under this first phase, it has a mini dashboard that contains what we call the multi-time frame impulse. Why did I add this mini dashboard? The reason is not far-fetched. From here now, we can easily see what happened on the weekly time frame impulse. We can see the direction of the daily time frame impulse. On the 4-hour, we can see what is happening currently. On the H1, we can see, and on the 30-minute, we can also figure all this out. Because when you look at the weekly time frame from the top here, it says it has SSL sweep, meaning that the weekly time frame has taken out a set side liquidity and it is expecting price to what? Push all the way up, right? Likewise, the daily, but the 4-hour is ranging, so we couldn't get a clear picture of what is happening at the moment, right? Then when you check the H1, it said the H1 has taken out a buy side liquidity. So when buy side liquidity is taken out, what do you expect? You expect price to drop. So that's why we have seen all this happening, and this is the best opportunity you would have leverage on and take a sell, which has high probability that even the devil can't hold your win this time around, because it is in your Fibonacci key zone. Everything that you needed is around that key zone. So if case like this is where you now say, okay, since I've gotten the opportunity, some can decide to hold it and target this level, which is what? The market target structure, right? It may come down or go deeper, whatever be the case, but the condition that you need to trade this strategy, every information is already intact, is in place. So when you see people making win consistently, they have already studied this market to a point whereby they have the pattern in hand. They have it in their palm. All they does do is apply patient, wait for price to give them that pattern, and then they finish the market. So that is why if you are not well informed regarding forex trading, it is obvious that you keep making losses consistently. You see somebody telling you, I don't understand. I have never made profit. It is because they have not cracked the code. They have not getting that information. Though they have been watching previous videos on YouTube or paying for different seminars, going to different conferences, but still yet they can't get that pattern. They can watch it and understand it in the process of watching it on YouTube, but once they open their chart and they start spacing their own chart, it looks like a mirage. They don't even know what is going on any longer. And some, even if at some point they understand it, due to some reasons, they start messing up due to emotions mainly. So what this software does is, in fact, it makes forex so easy for you if you get the whole gist. Exactly. Because everything that makes someone profitable in trading is embedded in this system. So that aside, let's now proceed to the second phase of the dashboard. In the second phase, we have a POI/HTF alignment. This will only trigger when there is an entry, right? Let's say the system triggers an entry, then it's going to tell you if that entry is in the POI section or not. Are you getting it now? It's going to tell you, okay, this trade that I triggered now, it is not around the POI, so you might just likely to scrap it. When you make little profit, you go out and wait for when it is around that zone, or you wait for another signal. Exactly. Or you can do it manually where you are less busy, or probably you can set it. And I'm going to teach you how to set it right here. Then within that second phase, we now have the Fibonacci golden zone level. This is where I'm driving at that. Some people have tried to track the system. They have read about it, right? They've probably watched it on YouTube or any other platform, but tracking this system is difficult for them. So that is why I went ahead and I added some features. Now, what does this Fibonacci golden zone level does? It gives you information about the level of each time frame. Now you can see that on the H4 is blank because it is ranging, right? So it didn't track any, there's no leg track so far for now, right? Then on the 30 minutes, the same thing, but H1 and M15, it has areas where it has already tracked down, right? Now what I did, because you see, it's not about just understanding coding or understanding Forex. There are things that some traders can't put into visual. That means they can't make it visual for people to see. So that is why in this case, I try to make it visual for you and how you can track it. So that when you get trades like this, what happened on crash 1000, you'll be able to bang it with your full chest, knowing that even if devil like, you are going to close this trade on profit. The only thing is that you might probably experience a certain level of drawdown, but at the end of the day, it will definitely close on profit, no matter how little the profit is. So I proceed, then okay, there is another signal on Euro USD. So let's just forget about the signal and let's focus on the golden zone level. So now I proceed to add this golden zone level and then added some features, which I'm going to explain to you how I did that. Indicator list. So when you come to your input section, I added those levels for you and I made it a toggle level. That means you can put it to true or false. You can even decide to monitor it from behind. I also added an alert to read. So how do you use it? Let's say, for instance, when you check that crash 1000, the H4, we have currently the H4 doesn't display any golden zone, meaning that it's in search, right? I can come here now, since if I have interest on any of the golden zone level that I want to trade, I can come here and decide and put all other golden zone level on false, right? When I put them on false, they won't display on the chart. Like, let me give you a practical example now. 30 minutes is off, 15 minutes is off. Let me put daily to off, which is false. Let me put okay, weekly on false. Let me put daily on first. Let me put H1 on first. Then I'll leave only H4. Then I'll click OK. Now, when you come to the golden zone level, right here on the chart, you notice that every other golden zone is off, right? But that of the H4 is intact. Is that clear? And here, H4 is bullish. Price has tracked it before. That is what on the other flow is bullish. But when you check the buy side liquidity, it was what? Is what? Is a buy. So it's not the trend we are focusing on this time around. We're focusing on the liquidity sweep that it created. Is that clear? It created what? It created a buy side what is it called? A sell side liquidity, sorry, a buy side liquidity sweep on that H4. So immediately it creates it. My major focus will now be on the golden zone level, right? I will focus on the golden zone level where I notice a change of character within that zone, right? Within that zone. So even though price is not here now, let's say price is not at this zone now, or price is there now. When I leave the system like this and I add it to my VPS and I put the alert of golden zone alert to be on, anytime this H4 changes position from this point, right? Immediately it changes from this point. Maybe after a while it calculated, then it switch from this point. I'm going to receive an alert that new golden zone level has been discovered or formed. Now, when you leave it on, it's going to be giving you a cool down alert. So for you not to come and think is a new level, what you do is immediately it's like this. Come to that H4. What is the level now? You figure out the level it is. You write it somewhere. You can just write it on your phone or just write it and save it. Anytime it gives you an alert on that, check if the code for the golden zone is different. It means the Fibonacci has taken a new position, right? It has taken a new position. Immediately it takes a new position. This is when you start watching price reaction at that point. You now start looking at reaction of price at that point. Let's say for instance now, the code here, right? If it's going to be if H4 is going to be difficult for you to track, use lower time frame. Now the code here currently now is 1.16767. So I can just write this figure somewhere and then leave it. Anytime I receive an alert that H4 golden zone is now 1.8 something or 1.19 I know is, and I check the code and it's different from what I have initially. It means the Fibonacci has taken a new shape and it has created a new golden zone. So this is when you start monitoring that zone for a high probability trade, right? Already the system knows all this, but if there is an opportunity within that range, if there is a ranging market on your higher time frame, it may affect that entry not to come up. You can do this on your lower time frame to look for scalping opportunity. That means when you notice it, probably use your 30 minutes. Anytime you receive an alert on your 30-minute change of the Fibonacci zone, you can just check, then see what is happening. Then you can track price. You can know what to do next, right? You can know areas where to put your buy, put your sell. But it is also important you take note of what the higher time frame is doing. And what are you taking note of? Areas of inducement. Something happened this afternoon on that Fibonacci on that boom 1000. Immediately price swept liquidity, which triggered that entry you saw on boom 1000. After a while, the Fibonacci level on 30 minutes tells me that it has changed from a particular level to another level, right? So when I checked, I noticed price was above the I think that should be the starting point. Yeah, that is the starting line of the 30 minutes. Let's go to the 30 minutes of that fib. I pray it's still constant, it's still available. Okay, yes, there's a level there. The level is there. Now, let me switch to 30 minutes indicator list. Let's go to 30 minutes of the momentum one. Let me show you what I was saying. Just come to the middle time frame, change it to 30. Change it to 30 minutes. Then close. Now let me go to the you can see that there is an inducement resting there, so that you know that what I'm saying, the immediately it pops up, it has even changed position, right? Okay, no, it's still there. Immediately it pops up, it was up, right? It was a buy side. Okay, this is 1 hour. Let's go to 30 minutes. So immediately the Fibonacci level pops up and it changes. Yeah, exactly. This was the position. This was the position it was holding. Now you can see that it's a 30 minutes BSL swept. That means buy side liquidity was taken out, right? Immediately that buy side liquidity was taken out, that was when it swept an inducement on the H4, which result to this move you are seeing that later dropped up to this level now. So as it is now, if you want to trade the golden zone of this 30 minutes, right? Of this 30 minutes, if you are very, 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 very clever and you use your 5 minutes time frame or your any of your lower time frame, you should sense that there's a break of structure here, right? There's a break of structure. Initially, it was like a buy. So in some cases, around this same 61 and 70 so level, we have a breaker block resting here, right? So which means if price comes into this zone, you can scalp for a sell for a while. Are you getting me now? That means there's tendency price may little react and around this zone. It's definitely going to react. Because if it's coming from the downside, when it hits this zone, price is going to react. But being the fact that it's a lower time frame, you might not notice it. So it is usually better you observe it from a very higher time frame. Exactly. But just take your time. I'm not saying you should ignore the signal from the main system, which is only it analyzing for you. But you can use your practice account to practice what I'm telling you now. When this move occurs, figure out what usually happen around that zone. You can see what happened on Crash 1000, which I showed you earlier on. On this 30 minutes, right? If price bounce to this level, right, it's going to react. But if you want to play a smart one on them, when I say the smart one, just allow this price to take out this inducement. It has created a block here for you. So some people will come and place their sell limit here, right? They will place a sell limit here. This thing might come, it will take out this inducement first, bounce, while come down. After reacting little here, price if it want to buy, maybe it want to change to buy settings, it will push, come and take out liquidity. It can even push and take out liquidity, then drop deeper to the downside. If you are trading boom and crash, if you are a lover of boom and crash, from today henceforth, take note of every signals that clear liquidity. Takes out inducement. Maybe after 2-3 trades, tell me what usually happen. What you notice. That means the inducement that you saw like this, just like this one now that I'm seeing now. When this price come here now and take this out this inducement, take your time to observe how many pips price drop. Well, did price drop deep? If yes, take record of what happened. If this inducement happens to price takes out this inducement, you see this level here, something will still happen if price come there. So it requires you to observe your chart, practice these things I'm telling you on your own, right? I'm not saying you should ignore the settings you've put in place already, which the system is going to give you. I'm not saying you should ignore this, but just should in case where there's a settings but price fail to give you due to the fact that price is ranging on the higher time frame, right? Maybe the mini time frame gave you all the necessary information which we saw on Crash 1000 is in place, right? Everything was intact on that Crash 1000. Where is it? Okay. Everything was intact. But the reason why this system didn't trigger or give us an entry was because higher time frame is ranging. Just one reason. It crashed all the whole other analysis it has been making. So it can also occur to you that you might be observing this is on H1. Price can still give you similar situations like this, either on crypto, forex, or any pair. Then, because there's ranging on higher time frame, it fails to trigger. You can see that there's no inducement. That is why when daily price came there, it reacted. If there was inducement, you won't be the one to put the line. The line will be waiting for you there, telling you these people are waiting for you here. So you should better exercise patience to see them hit me, take me out, then you trade. Or you force yourself in and then you experience a massive drawdown. Just like what is going to happen on that boom, 1030 minutes. So from today, just take note of what I told you now. Then give me feedback when you get it. So I have made it so easy for you that you can easily track the golden zone by putting the particular time frame you want to track. Either it's the weekly, the monthly, I'm sorry, no, it's the maximum is weekly. The weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, 15 minutes, or 30 minutes. I've teach you how to track it already using this same system. Is that clear? Using this same system or software, right? I've explained to you how you can track that zone. Initially, I didn't put it. I only told you that if you see a change of character, which many of you were finding difficult then. So I noticed that as a new trader, and most of you are going to be coming new, or probably you still don't understand all this stuff. That's why I went further to add it to the system so that whichever way you want to follow is good. If the system give you entry, you are fine. If you understand this golden zone method, you are also fine. The thing is that there is always high probability that you'll be making consistent profit. That is just the deal. Is that clear? That is just the main deal about this whole software. Now, the last part of this system is the multi-scanner side. Now, which is this down aspect, right? You can see so many waiting for change of character. I noticed that when you add this software to boom and crash or synthetic indices, it only tells you change of character, but it doesn't display the pair, right? Unlike when you come to Forex pairs now, you see it will display the pair, display the time frame, and then tell you the result or situation. So you can as well add this to the currency pair while you impute your what is it called, your synthetic pair inside. Now, what does this what is it called? What does this scanner does for you? For those of you who are going to be using it or who want to know what is happening there. Now, the function of the scanner is that it has three space, right? Under the scanner, it has three space. It has a space where you can put your currency pair. That means if you are a gold trader, you are a forex, you are a USGP trader, any forex pair at all, you can decide to impute up to 5 different pair there. Then if you are a crypto trader, there's also a section for you where you can just come. All you just need is change. If you want to add, you put a comma. Immediately put a comma, don't put space, just comma. Then add the pair, the name, as it is in the market search, right? Or in the market this thing. Add it exactly like that. So when you add it, it's going to display under the scanner. And when there's a possibility of mitigation, it's going to alert you, right? It's going to tell you the time frame and tell you the pair it is. Then we also have space for derivative traders, those who like trading the synthetic indices. So you can also come down to this section and put all your synthetic pairs there that you want it to, the scanner should also observe for you. When there's a setup, there's an alert. It's going to tell you there's an alert on a particular pair and tell you the particular time frame. So you see that the system is in fact is a multi-purpose system. Are you getting it now? It serves so many purposes for you as a trader. Everything is almost 100%. Are you getting? So I see no reason why you should find it difficult to use. And they are not rigid input. They are input that you can easily change. Just that there are some you will change that will not favor you, and those are you can, if you want to grab trades so fast, under the swing point, the default is 10. You can reduce it to 5. Exactly. That is, if you want, you can still maintain other things, but you want it to operate on 5 swing points. Exactly. It will be there for you. Don't touch the digit for stop loss and then take profit multiplier, all that. You don't tamper with them. Don't tamper with the Fibonacci key zone levels. Don't tamper with them. Just leave them the way they are, so that if you tamper with them, it's going to affect the levels going to be displaying on the chart. You can't add any other thing. So it is those are the only digits I know that are fixed. But talking about the time frame you want, the swing point, you can switch. Then if you want to probably use the Fibonacci key zones, that is the golden zones, you can particularly take few, maybe 3, and when there is a shift or when price takes a new position or when the Fibonacci detects a new zone, it's going to give you the key level to those golden zones in that Fibonacci leg. So you can then log in, then follow the pattern we use for tackling entry within that level. Exactly. So I think that is all. So if you have this software, probably you've purchased it before, don't worry. Immediately I'm dropping this video, check your email. I'm going to forward you this updated copy so that you read through, you go through this information, apply them. Then now you now know reasons why sometimes you find it a bit difficult that the signals doesn't come up so quick. Now, one more other thing before I call it a wrap, right? If you don't want this system to send you signals like new impulsive move has been detected or those kind of signals, right? Which you don't want, come under the alert section. There are some alerts you can put off, right? If like if you don't have any, if you don't want to use the impulsive move, you can put it off. Impulsive move, which I don't see, and there's no need for that anymore. But this new GZ scanner, that means this is the new golden zone scanner. If you are looking for an alert on any golden zone, it must be on. Is that clear? Liquidity sweep, or sorry, inducement sweep must be on, so that when an inducement is taken out, maybe you are not online on the chart and you receive the notification that you can quickly log in and leverage on it. Then alert entry must not even put that one off, otherwise you won't receive any alert for signals entry. Then the last one, new setup. When there is a setup found, like what we saw, I saw something on sorry, this is okay. I saw something on volatility 10. I would have logged in and show you, but immediately these things start rolling like this, it means there's an issue. So I won't want to put the system off and then start all over again. So I believe with the information I've shared so far, you've understand what the system does, how it works, and how you can put things in place and how you can do follow up. Now let me tell you and let me give you this advice. If you want to be profitable with this system, don't add too many pairs on your chart. You can even go to under the input section where we have pairs. You can delete every other pair and leave only one pair. Then there's a place whereby it will tell you to display scanner. If you don't want this pair scanner to display, you can put it off. It will only show the first layer and the second layer of the dashboard. Exactly. So why others are what? Off. Right? Why the scanner aspect is off, except you have something to do with other pair that you want to monitor. And other thing again, the middle time frame is the inducement leg. I'm sorry, the impulsive leg. Are you getting me now? That means the middle time frame is the impulsive leg. Anytime the middle time frame is ranging, there is no signal. Even if the higher time frame has signal. That is why when you notice that the D1 is not showing on your multi-scanner time frame dashboard, which is in the top layer or on the first layer, If the middle time frame is D1, automatically there is no information on that. So the middle time frame is usually the impulsive leg, which will bring out the Fibonacci leg, and where you can easily get the key zone. Now, you can choose a particular pair or two pairs, boom 1000, any pair of your choice. It doesn't matter if it is in synthetic or crypto or forex. Now, what I normally do, or what I told those of you who are using this software initially, that you can open boom 1000, right? You can use the first default settings, which is H4, H1, M15, then you leave it like that. Then you go further again, open boom 1000. The higher time frame this time will be daily, the middle time frame will be 4 hours, and then the middle time frame can still be 15 minutes. Then you open another boom 1000 again. That is a different tab this time around, or any pair of your choice. The higher time frame will be weekly, the middle time frame will be daily, while the lower time frame can be H1 or H4. So, which means if the system is the one to generate signal on this particular boom 1000, it's not going to miss any opportunity among this 3 time frame. That is that is what you want to trade with it. And any pair under this time frame, if there's any opportunity like a possibility of mitigating a valid zone or a new setup fund, every pair is going to give you an alert when it comes to them. It's just that this time around, it's going to be giving you so many information regarding the pair that are under the scanner on that particular time frame. Which means if you put boom 1000 and you put it to 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes, every pair that is in the scanner of that time frame, be it forex, crypto, or synthetic, it is going to be giving you information, and you are going to be receiving notification on them. If you also add it to daily, H4 and M15, every pair on that time frame in your scanner will also be giving you information on that. But the truth is that if you are somebody who want to make profit with this system, at first you don't need to congest too many pair with it. Right? If you are targeting boom 1000 or boom 500 or gold or GBP USD or any pair at all, face them squarely. When they give you profit, you target others, or you can put at least maximum of 3. As you are using the system to do follow-up, you can also do manual follow-up with the explanation I made using the Fibonacci golden zone level. And I also told you how to track a particular time frame Fibonacci golden zone. Let's say, for instance, I want to see I'm looking for an opportunity on the H1 Fibonacci golden zone on boom 1000 or gold. I will just go to my chart, check the current level of the Fibonacci golden zone, and I will put it down somewhere. I will put off every other golden zone time frame. I'll put them off, leaving that H1 alone. And I will now pay more attention on the Fibonacci alert, Fibonacci golden zone alert. Anytime I receive an alert stating that the Fibonacci has taken a new position and this is the new golden zone level, I will compare the level I wrote down before and the one is giving me. If it's still the same, it means it's just a cool down alert. But if it differs, it means it has already taken a new position. Then I can then log in and then start observing it, looking for a possible opportunity within that golden zone to either buy or sell based on the information. Another thing you shouldn't miss again is liquidity inducement sweep. Once an inducement is taken out, price will go to the opposite direction. If the inducement is a buy inducement, right? That means when price hit it, we're expecting price to buy. Immediately that inducement has been taken out, I can scalp for buy. Are you getting me now? Or probably if it is in line with the other block on the golden zone, then I can even hold it a bit longer, knowing too well that there is a possibility of price pushing up high. There's a trade I took on VIX 75. That was what I did. Yeah, though I later left it due to some reasons as I was doing other things. Yeah, the price later dropped, though it didn't hit my SL. So I later just closed it with some few profits. So this is not a time where you come and then you start bombarding the system with so many peer, and then you are not concentrating on the ones that will give you instant results. That is doing it manually. But if you want the system to give you the normal procedure, let it run the whole process and then send signal at the end of the day. I've already explained how it goes and what it does for you, right? So it is left for you, and for you to benefit very well, put it on a VPS so that even when you are offline, the system will definitely be what sending you details, right? It will be definitely giving you details. You don't, if you have this information, you don't need anybody to trade for you. You don't need to go for any seminar where they will ask you to come for Forex seminar. You'll be sitting down in an exotic building, and at the end of the day, when you come out, you still don't get profitable. So it is a thing of choice. You can decide to go for the system, follow the instructions. They are not something that are very rigid to understand. Then apply just what I said. Leave it, and then you see if there's no result. I'm available. Let me know. And there's this. If there's any improvement I notice that needed to be done, leave it to me. I will definitely make it available. So that is all. For those of you who have gotten it, expect a copy from me. And if you want something like this, definitely there is room. And don't forget, please, it has number of days, months. Number of months. When you get it first, right? When I send it to you at first, I think with a full package, it is 3 months. So after that 3 months, what you just pay is a renewal for the license because I licensed it. I make it to be on license. That means after that 3 months it expires. It means the license has closed, so you have to come and renew it. Exactly. So this is how it operates. There is nothing hidden. If there's anything you want to know about it, you can DM me, then you get the clear details. Is that clear? So thanks for the time. This is not a wasted time at all. If you go through this information and pay attention to every bit of the things I've said so far, believe me, you are going to see results from this software. Either you are using it or you are trying to get it. So now you've seen what I have in stock. This is not I'm not assuming it's already available. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys.